That's what it'll be. The robots will enslave us to, grease their knees or whatever. But anyway.
Well, you're a guy who's into tech. I mean, are you embracing the AI aside from like doing the thumbnails and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you using it in a practical way
All the
to
time.
to you know uh make your work easier and so on and so forth?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
I've built several websites even for customers completely out of AI now. With just I tell it what I want, I look at it, and the customer looks at it, and they tell me this, and now I've figured out how to change the prompts and make the prompts work. And yeah, I'm using it. I'm learning all the time. I'm learning how to use it. The unique thing about it to me is, and I'll tell you the company that I think is going to fold the first, which is probably going to shock you because not even 2 years ago, it was the biggest company on the planet, is Google. I
Okay.
think Google is in for a rough time because people are just not using Google. Google is, I don't know about everybody. I'll just talk for me as somebody that is in this world right now.
Mm-hmm.
I have not done a Google search in at least a year. Not
All
one
right.
time.
All
What
right.
I do now is I go to my go-to is Grok just because it's fast, but they all work. There's no reason to go to Google. Like even Siri. Like I'll just give you just a practical example. Last night I was watching. I don't remember what I was watching. I was watching some TV show, and there was a girl in it. I was watching NYPD Blue, and there's this really hot chick that was Ricky Schroeder's girlfriend on the show, and her name was Mary on the show. Well, in real life, her name is Sherry Rappaport, and I knew
Okay.
that because me with hot chicks, I learned their names on the
Right.
TV shows.
Right.
But I was like, is she still acting? Because I've not seen her since 2000 or whatever when she was on this show. So I went to Siri and I was like, is Sherry Rappaport still acting? And it goes, here's what I found online. Now, in the old days, I would click that link and I would go and see what they found online, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I couldn't be bothered with that. I went to X and then I clicked the Grok button and I was like, tell me what Sherry Rappaport is doing now. And it's like, Sherry Rappaport is in, just boom. It tells you everything. And I know it makes me lazier and stupider. I get it. Because
Okay.
now I don't think anymore. Now I don't read anymore. I just wait for it to tell me something. But that is the way we're going. I've been working behind the scenes on a pretty big software project for Pinball PA that's
Okay.
allegedly going to change everything from how we book parties and memberships and all this other shit. And it's really intensive. And I mean, intensive enough that for the last 3 weeks, I've been in class 2 days a week learning how to work this shit. But when it comes to the practical how to do it, I just go into Grok now and I'm like, okay, Grok, I want to do bup, 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 bup. And I explain all of it out to Grok and then it says, well, here's how to do it. Boom, boom, boom. And I just let it, I use it as a guide now so I don't waste time.
Okay.
That's how I'm using AI now. I have done some practical things, like I said, building a website here and there. I've taken a crack at building an app. It didn't look quite the way I liked, and I don't know enough about the internal code to fix it. But I'm learning. You know, I told you a year ago that I was going to take a month off and just learn it because I didn't want to get past.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm starting to get phone calls of can you work with AI to put in a phone system,
Right.
or can you work with AI to help us with our billing, or these types of things. And I'm making my way into that world now. You have to.
Well,
You,
of course. I mean, you're going to get left behind if you don't
hmm
adapt.
Yeah, and I'm too fat to be a criminal now. I can't do that.
You can't be a smooth criminal.
Mm-mm. I'm too easily identifiable.
Right.
If I stick somebody up, it's not going to be hard to find me, is it? Well, it was this big fat guy, big long hair, beard, white, looks like fucking Santa Claus. Santa Claus in a hoodie, go. I don't think it'd be too hard to find me.
Right.
So since I can't be a good criminal, I just have to learn AI. It's just the way it works.
So do you like it?
No, I don't, honestly. I mean, it's convenient, but I don't like how far it levels the playing field.
Okay.
I mean, there's going to be super user guys and regular guys, but a lot of companies, how in most companies when you're working, there's usually that one guy that's not great at everything, but he's good enough that he keeps getting promotions.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's going to do to everybody, because anybody can go in and say, I need a 4-line phone system and I need it to go to here to this phone number if they click option 1, and I need it to go to this phone number if it's option 2. And, any dumbbell can do that. But when it comes down to the intricate work of it, of, getting it to forward messages or scan messages so that if it's a sales call that it automatically forwards the message to the sales team, or if it's a technical call, forwards the message to the technical team, by quickly scanning and reading stuff. That's going to be where the super users like me will be. But I know as well as anybody, the super users are always going to be priced. It's going to be just like web design was, where I went into web design and I can't tell you how many first conversations started with, you know what, we used to have our uncle's brother do this and he did an okay job with the website, but we need a professional now. That's what it's going to turn into. And, I honestly think that the advent of AI, the general advent of AI, is what's going to make AI jobs are going to be the new McDonald's jobs.